Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and we are here now to discuss summary chapter 9. Okay, let's start. Summary chapter 9, or transport layer. Transport layer. Data networks and the internet support the human network by supplying reliable communication between people. On a single device, people can use multiple applications and services such as email, the web and instant messaging to send messages or retrieve information. Data from each of these applications is packaged, transported, and delivered to the appropriate application on the destination device. The process described in the OSI transport layer accepts data from the application layer and prepare it for addressing at the network layer. A source computer communicates with a receiving computers to decide how to break up data into segments, how to make sure none of the segments get lost, and how to verify all the segments arrive. When thinking about the transport layer, think of a shipping department preparing a single order of multiple packages for delivery. So, the role of the transport layer is to respond for establishing a temporary communication session between two applications and delivering data between them. An application generates data that is sent from an application on a source host to an application on a destination host. This is without regard to the destination host type, the type of media over which the data must travel, the path taken by the data, the congestion on a link, or the size of the network. Shown as in the figure, the transport layer is the link between the application layer and the lower layer. So the transport layer moves the data between application on devices in the networks. Then transport, or tracking the conversions. The transport layer tracks each individual's conversion flowing between a source application and a destination application separately. Then segmentation. In segmentation, the transport layer divides a data into segments that are easier to manage the transport. Then, identifying the application. The transport layer ensures that even with multiple applications running on a device, all applications receive the correct data. Then, conversion multiplexing, sending some types of data across a network as one complete communication stream can consume all of the available bandwidth. This will then prevent other communication from occurring at the same time. It would also make error recovery and the transmission of damaged data difficult. Transport layer services. Error checking can be performed on the data in the segment to check if the segment was changed during transmission. So, segmentation allows conversation, multiple application can use the network at the same time. Segmentation facilitates data transport by the lower network layer. Then transport layer reliability. So they have transport TCP and UDP. The transport layer is also responsible for managing reliability requirements of a conversation. Different applications have different transport Reliability requirements. IP is concerned only with the structure. Then TCP is concerned a reliable full-featured transport layer protocols. Then TCP transport is analogous to sending packages that are tracked from source to destination. If a shipping order is broken up into several packages, a customer can check online to see the order of the delivery. So like this. A file is sent to server using the file transfer. Then internet to then UDP with the TCP reliability function provide more robust communication between applications. There are also incur additional overhead and possible delays in transmission. There is a trade-off between the value of reliability and the burden it places on network resources. Adding overhead to ensure reliability for some application could reduce the usefulness of the application and even be detrimental. In such as cases, UDP is better transport protocol than the right transport layer protocols. Then UDP requires protocols property, pass low overhead, does not require acknowledgement, does not resend lost data, and delivers data as it arrives. When TCP is requires protocol properties, reliable, acknowledge data, resends lost data, and delivers data in sequence order. For some application, segment must arrive in very sequence to be processed successfully. Then TCP features establish a session ensures the application is ready to receive the data. Same order delivery ensures that the segments are reassembled into the proper order. Reliable delivery means lost segments and resent to so the data is received. Complete flow control ensure that the receiver is able to process the data received. So TCP features header and multiple separate conversations. The transport layer must be able to separate the manage multiple communication with different transport requirement needs. Then users expect to be able to simultaneously receive and send email and instantly messages. Port number. The port number, source port, and destination port, where the source port is dynamically generated by a sending device to identify a conversation between two devices. But then destination port is the client places a destination port number in the segments to tell the destination server what service is being requested. Then socket pairs, then the net TCP and UDP communication process. Each application process running on server is configured to use a port number. Then connection establishment. The step 1 is the initiating client requests a client to server communication session with the server. Then step 2, the server acknowledgement the client to server communication session and request a server to client communication session. So then the third is the initiating client acknowledgement the server to client communication session. So 2, then step 3, then TCP session termination. So packet tracer, TCP and UDP communication, this stimulation activity is intended to provide a foundation of understanding the TCP and UDP in details. Stimulation mode provides the ability to view the functionality of the different protocols. As data moves through the network, it is broken down smaller pieces and identified in some fashion so that the pieces can be put back together. Then chapter 9, transport layer, provide transport related service by divided data received from an application into segments, adding a header to identify and manage its segment, using the header information to reassemble segment back into application data, passing the assembled data to the correct application. So that's summary chapter 9. Thank you.